Hello everybody, we're here again at Huntersville Pride, volunteering on behalf of the Human Rights Campaign North Carolina. I'm here with one of the Board of Governors. Would you mind telling us your name?
Sure, it's Sarah Castleman.
Pleasure to meet you, Sarah.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Very glad for all the work you've been doing here. Would you tell me a little bit about maybe why you volunteer with the Human Rights Campaign and what brought that into your life?
Sure, so I've been involved with HRC for about 17 years in some capacity, whether it's just day of volunteer, a member, and most recently what I do now. I am queer, and growing up queer in the 80s and 90s, we had zero representation. I wish I knew HRC existed, even though it did back then. I had no idea. Just to have a safe space and community and sense of belonging and not feel so just alone, I guess, in the world. And then once I started volunteering, I just slowly got more and more involved.
Well, I think it's interesting how here we are, you were talking about growing up in the 80s and 90s with no representation, no like concept of what queer really could be or what it meant. And here we are 30, 40 years later, kind of in the same boat.
Right.
It hasn't really changed that much.
Right. Thanks for aging me. I appreciate that. But it's true.
But here we are, how time changes, and here we are, and things haven't really changed that much. Even after all of the work that has been done, there's still so much more work to do.
Exactly.
I think that's the most important message to get across to people, is that yeah, we've come a long way, and there is safety and there is opportunity to feel safe and to find your community and find your home, but there's still so much work to do, such a long way to go, and it's so important to continue to have our boots on the ground and continue to do that work. So thank you very much for continuing to do all that work, because of something that is so close to you personally and also touches your family. Would you want to maybe share a little bit more about your story and how and what Pride means to you?
Sure. Pride itself means a lot. I remember my first Pride, I just stood in the middle of the street and cried because it was just this overwhelming feeling of just the sense of belonging and community that I had never felt my entire life, of just being surrounded just by safe people, queer or not. And so I think, like you said, growing up in an era where it was not the norm to be out, and then seeing this new generation, I am a mom of 4 as well, watching my kids grow up until a few years ago seemed to have been a better, I guess, journey that they could have had, and now it's just everything's going backwards, and they deserve so much more, and they're having the federal government. It's hard enough to be a kid in this world and grow up and figure out who you are.
Right.
And then now we have the federal government basically saying that if you are queer, especially if you are trans, that you should not exist.
Right.
And no child should hear that, especially from the President of the United States.
Right.
It's absolutely absurd and horrible and heartbreaking, and our kids deserve better. And I always say I'm not worried about my kids because I know that they have a supportive household. I'm worried about all the kids out there that don't have a Sarah for a mom that's out there advocating for them and for the kids everywhere, because they deserve to feel seen and heard and loved and feel safe in their country, in their city, in their schools. And kids are not right now, and they are scared and they're terrified, and it's just unfathomable to me that there are adults in this world that feel the opposite. So
Well, thank you very much for everything that you do and have done and continue to do. It means so much to all of us, and I love you so much. Can I have a hug, a very wet, sweaty hug?
love you.
I love you. Well, thank you all very much, and we'll see you soon.